Hey, how's it going? Just your average schmo back once again. I am here to do something a little different. We're not doing cards. I got one of the two boxes that I ordered from Bluebird Liquidation in today. I was kind of hoping both of them would come, but they come in two separate shipments, obviously, because I had two different tracking numbers. And the one tracking number says that it's still in Hinckley, Ohio, I guess, is where they're. I don't know whether that's where the actual company is located, or whether that's just one of their like distribution centers or whatever it is. But yeah, it's still there, so it must be shipping out. It might be one of those things that maybe they had the items ready for these, the box that I got, and they were waiting to get more stock, if you will, of items to put together the other box I ordered. Because I ordered two different boxes. I ordered a $50 box and a $100 box. So I'm not real sure which one this is. The little packing slip that came with it just said the box. It didn't show the price of which one it was. So I don't know. But we should be getting another one. Hopefully, maybe this next week. I don't know. But this is the box that I got. It looks like it is like 12. Nah. I would say probably maybe 14. I don't think I have a tape measure up here. No. I think the tape measure is over in the inventory room. But I want to say it's maybe 14 square, so 14 by 14 by 14, somewhere in there. I don't think it says on it. Maybe it does. Oh, no, it says 12 by 12 by 12. But it looks taller than 12 inches. Alright. Does it show the weight? 10 pounds. Yeah. It feels heavier than 10 pounds, but it's one of those things that a lot of times the shape of something can alter your perception of like the weight and the size of it. Like especially like if you're going to lift something. Like I know this from doing putting our supply truck away at work, is that I have no problem at all moving a lot of those boxes and stuff around. But, some of those boxes weigh, 35, 40 pounds. But then when I go to lift our self-propelled mower into the back of the truck, I can still do it. It's not really a strain as far as lifting. It's just awkward. Even though it weighs the same as some of the boxes I put away, the boxes are a lot easier to move because they're square. Here we go. So here is. Thank you for your order. We hope you love it. I mean, so far I can't say I've been disappointed. I think I've bought from Bluebird Liquidation, I want to say maybe 3 times before, and I've gotten some decent stuff out of them. Any box like this, you're going to get some things that are winners. Higher value items that you can resell and make a decent profit on. And then other items you're not, or you might even take a loss. Because the way I figure this up is, outside of if there's anything in the box that I decide, I want to keep for myself, which I'm obligated to do, or I have the option of doing. I take, all the other items, and I basically look at, okay, what I paid for the box divided by the number of items in the box, and then that'll tell me what I paid for each item. And that's even including items I decide to keep for myself, because those aren't going to enter in inventory or anything. It's not like I'm going to put them in inventory and then write them back out of inventory because I want to keep them, or, pay myself for them, stuff like that. I break it down. I look at even the items I want to keep. if there are any. I figure those in so I know the exact cost of what I paid for each item. And I basically take what I paid for the box, divide it by the number of items, and that's where you occasionally you'll come up with, you know, some items you can make an incredible profit on when you resell it. Other items, you might take a loss because I might only be able to sell it for, you know, what I paid for it, or maybe even a little bit under what I paid for it. Sometimes, though, in cases like that, if it's something that you can maybe bundle with something else, then you can even that out a little bit. You can kind of cut back on that loss if you bundle it with something else. Then you can sell it for enough of a price that you just break even on the item. Here we go. First item we got. I'm not going to take it out of the bag. I'm going to leave it in the bag. I actually have one of these. I have used it. I used it on 2 different occasions. Towards the end of winter here, and I think I have 2. I think I have 2 in inventory right now, so they should be listed. You'll find all my things down below. Poshmark, whatnot, eBay, Mercari. I believe these are listed in either Poshmark or eBay. I think might be Mercari. But this is one of those heated vests. It's got like the, I want to say like a mylar material on the inside. It's kind of reflective. It's got the little power button here. And it's got a pocket. I believe the pocket's on the inside. It's got regular pockets. But it's got a pocket on the inside that's got like a USB cable attached on the inside of the pocket that you can pull out and basically plug it in to charge it. And once it's charged, then you put it on, you hit the button, and it heats up. So this is a size large. Alright, next we have a mystery envelope. I don't know, I can't really tell. It doesn't feel like it's metal. It feels like it's like a small square of some kind. And these are drawn from like customer returns, overstock, liquidation, stuff like that. Alright, we have got every key. Welcome to the revolution of access control. Keyring accessory. Every key. Charging cable. I think I've heard of this, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. But that's what it consists of. It's got like a little thumb drive, and I don't know, I'm guessing maybe is this something that you can maybe you can like store your passwords or something on this, and then when you're on your computer you can just plug it in, and then you don't have to sit there and try to remember your passwords. But it's safe because it's extra layer of security. I don't know. I'll have to look into that a little bit more and find out exactly what it is. Next, we have got, this is obviously probably a customer return, because it's got tape over it. So because of that, obviously I'll open it. I will check it out. I might even try plugging it in and making sure it works, obviously. But we have an HDMI switch with wireless remote control. So I don't use this brand. I have an HDMI switch downstairs for my PS3 because I have it hooked up because the PS3 can play 3D movies. And behind my theater screen downstairs in the theater room, I have a 55-inch Sony Bravia 3D television. So when I watch, if I want to watch, actually I haven't turned that TV on in probably a year. I try to at least annually turn it on. Actually, I did have it on not too long ago. I want to say like last month because I was messing around with something. But yeah, it's a good idea. If you've got electronics and you haven't used them in a while, turn them on. You know, make sure they're still functioning properly, and one, because then you'll know, okay, something's screwed up, and then you can either get a new one or you can just, if it's something you don't use, you can take it out, or it kind of keeps it, I don't know, fresh, if you will. I've just heard that's a good thing to do, with electronics, is just turn them on every once in a while. But yeah, I have my PS3 hooked up to not only my projector, but also the Sony Bravia TV. So I have a HDMI selector, so depending on which one I want to shoot that signal to, I can switch between them. But this is a good brand, Philips. Again, I will open it up since it's obviously a customer return. Yeah, and there's a very good possibility there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. In fact, Bluebird Liquidation, I think, I have yet to get, I think there's only been one time where I got an item out of it that was, you could tell it was like a customer return and then maybe it had been used. It didn't look pristine new. But other than that, I mean, everything I've gotten has been good and functioning and looks new. And a lot of times that's what it is. Like something like this, they open it up. They might even, open it up, pull it out of the box. And once they got it out of the box and they looked at it, they're like, oh, this ain't going to work, or this ain't what I wanted. So they pack it back up. They send it back. Or they might have taken it out, plugged it in, went to use it, and then realized that, yeah, it works, but again, it's not what they're looking for. So we'll have to open it up and find out. And it's possible that it is technically still brand new. It's just an open box, and that might be why it's taped. Next, we have got, is this? That looks like a factory thing there. Okay, this is still factory sealed. It's got the little factory thing there. Let's make this slides out. No, that's... Yeah, both of them. It's got one on each side here. They're both intact. But the front opens. But this is the Invisible Shield Glass Elite Vision Guard Advanced Strength with Blue Light Filter for the new iPhone 5.4 2020. So obviously that's not the new iPhone. That's an older iPhone. Because what are they at now? This is probably like 2 or 3 removed. But some people might be like me. The phone I have now is Samsung Galaxy A15, which in that series of phones, the A number phones, is I think the one that they just brought out last year. But prior to that, I had a Samsung Galaxy S. Was it an S9? Alright. I think there might have been another one in there. I think there was another one in there. So it wasn't S9. That was the one I had before. So I've had 3 different... There, you give me an idea. I've had, a smartphone for, 15 years or whatever. And, probably longer than that. honestly. But yeah, I've only had 3 phones. This is my 3rd smartphone. So I had an S9, and then I had an S something, and now I have the A15. So some people might like me, and they don't get a new phone until they absolutely have to. You know, other people, they go out and they trade in their phone every year. You know, hey, more power to them if they want to do that. Honestly, what I felt, and I've seen, you know, audiophiles and tech people say this on, as far as phones and Blu-ray players and TVs and computers and everything, you don't really need to go out and get a new one every year. You can literally, you could go a couple generations before there's anything really forward as far as the bells and whistles, if you will, on the electronics. So anyway, there we go. I mean, this would probably be an item that I would probably just take a loss on. I mean, I would imagine I could still scan it, and the one thing I really gauge by is, like, if I look it up on Amazon, and Amazon still carries it, still sells it, and they're still selling it for like a retail price, and then depending on how good of a seller it is, that can give you an idea of whether a lot of people are still buying this. So maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Next, we have got Buddy Phones Pop Fun. Wireless safe audio headphones with stickers, Bluetooth. Okay. Buddy Phones. I've never heard of this. It looks like it is factory sealed still. It's got 2 different modes on it. It's got a 94 decibel mode, which is called the pop mode. And then it's got a safe mode, which is only 85 decibels. It's got a microphone, adjustable, anti-allergic cushions. They're foldable. Volume control, you can sync it with your, obviously through Bluetooth with your phone, so you can answer phones or your phone. Really, the only thing that looks like it's wrong with it is it's got a little bit of a puncture there in the box. I doubt that did any damage to anything inside. It feels like they're probably in like styrofoam or something, or plastic. But yeah, that's probably why they were liquidated. Falling. Is because of that little bit of damage on the box. All right. Next, we have some Halloween slippers. I mean, we're close to Halloween, right? If you're a horror fiend like I am, and I love horror movies, Halloween can be year round. I'd be happy. So yeah. And we got some slippers with jack-o'-lanterns on them. Let's say what size they are. They are 35-40. And that looks like it is... Oh, I thought maybe 35-40... Oh, 36D. I think that's what it says. Or is that 26? 26. Yeah, so either one. Those are probably both sizes that aren't like US sizing. Yeah. Nice soft slippers on the inside. They'll probably be comfortable. And they're festive. Next, we've got, this one definitely had some package damage. I'm going to have to try to put some tape on that. These, That don't sound good. Now here's something. These I'll have to open up and double check. Make sure they are intact and work. I might even try hooking them up and make sure that they work. But we just have a Heyday brand active noise canceling headphones. It looks like there was like maybe a sleeve or something that went on this. Yeah, there's definitely something. I don't know whether that's just something like because it looks like they have a tie in there that is loose. It might not even be like a headphone piece that's playing around. It might be something else. 2 items left. We have got an Anchor charging cube. It has been opened, so again I will open it up and double check it, make sure it works. The world's #1 mobile charging brand, Anchor, compatibility with Apple, Samsung, and more. Multi-charging device. 67 watt total output. Comes with 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. Compact with foldable plug. There we go. Anchor, it's a good brand. That's actually both projectors that I own are the Anchor Nebula Cosmo HD projectors. I have one mounted on the ceiling in my theater room, and then I have another one. Actually, the one I use outside now was mounted in the theater room, and it got some dust in it, and I haven't figured out how do you open it up to clean out the inside. So I figured, well, you know what, it has kind of that, the image has kind of that grainy drive-through theater look on it now, so I decided I'm just going to use that one. I do stuff outside, so I got a screen outside I can put up. I'm thinking about maybe tomorrow night, actually, if the weather's nice, putting the screen up, putting the projector up, and I got one of those little NES, like retro NESs. It's got like 20 games put onto it. I might just sit out there, you know, roast some little like sausages over the fire pit and play some video games outside. Why not? All right, the last item in the box is a pair of boots. They have a brand name on them. Let's see. They're size 6.5. They have memory foam in them. Doesn't really say a brand, but boots. All right. So there we go. Of course, then we also have the little Bluebird sticker in there. So, based on what I'm seeing here, I'm going to say that this is probably the $50 box. Because what they say that like the value that you're going to get back MSRP. Obviously, you're not going to resell these for the MSRP. You know, if you're a reseller, you're going to sell them for below that. You know, it's not like collectibles market. These are just like general merchandise goods. You know, especially the ones if even if they work perfectly and they're technically brand new, if the packaging is, if it's opened and if it's roughed up and stuff, then you're going to have to, you know, drop the price a little bit for that to get it to sell. But looking at the items that are in the box, I think this is probably the $50 box. I want to say there's probably around $100 in value here, MSRP. I think there's probably no doubt I could get the $50 I paid out of it. Probably a little bit more. But, like I said, I will double check that thing. Even though there's probably not a reason to, Like I said, I've never had any issues with anything from Bluebird Liquidation in their boxes, but it's always a good idea if you get something and it's not factory sealed to open it up and at least look at it, make sure there isn't absolutely anything defective about it that you can see. And if it's something that you can actually test out, do that. Because you don't want to sell something and then people get it and the damn thing don't work. So, always check your bases, you know. All right, well, that's it. Video's getting long, so let me know what you thought about the box. Do you think it was, I mean, obviously value-wise it is worth the $50, but is it something that you would buy if you were in the business of like reselling? Check out Bluebird Liquidation. They offer a number of different boxes. They're all general merchandise goods, but they have $50 boxes, $100 boxes, I think $200 and a $500 box. I may, somewhere down the road, try one of their $500 boxes. So, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so when that time comes, it might not be for a while, but that is my goal, to eventually try one of their $500 boxes. Because they openly say, you know, they're full transparent, they openly say that a lot, like the best items that they get in liquidation pallets, they put into their higher priced boxes, which makes absolute total sense. But yeah, well, let me know what you thought. Like, subscribe, share, tell your neighbors, tell your friends. The more the merrier. As always, look out for yourself and everyone around you so have a much better chance of staying safe and healthy. And until next time, see you.